discord.gg/flatearth.
Listen.
It is.
Oh, we got the astrophysicist in here.
We don't listen. There's a mainstream cosmology, but there's a giant vacuum where there's a bunch of shit floating in it. Stars, space balls, meteorites, comets, all that, yada, yada, yada. That's not flat Earth. We don't think Earth is a disk in space floating around, that it's the third disk from the sun, all that crap. Completely different cosmological concept. There's just the Earth, and that's it. There's no outer space, there's no edge, there's none of that crap. Earth is not a freaking thing floating somewhere inside of something else. It is the something else, and everything you ever known is inside the realm of the Earth, and that's it. That's pretty much to sum it up. People come in here, and because they've seen media or stuff on the internet or on TV or whatever, they think, because they always portray, oh, there's this disc floating in space, and there's the sun, and there's the moon. No flat earther thinks that stuff. It is a misrepresentation, and it's intentional, right? All right. So, yeah, go ahead, Mick.
No, I was just going to say, I just wanted to say that we have an astrophysicist, Itaer. If any Glober in here wants to ask him some questions, he'd be happy to talk about exoplanets.
An astrophysicist?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
That's crazy. Yeah. That's awesome.
I have a meeting in slightly less than half an hour, but I thought I'd come out and say hello.
30 minutes, bro. Like,
Dude,
I got a little bit of time, but I can't stay for a couple hours. That's all I'm saying. I have 26 minutes.
Are you 100% sure of that?
I am 100% sure of that, yes. In fact, I'm like 102% sure. I've gotten so many emails about this fucking meeting.
Are you sure the meeting is going to start exactly 26 minutes from now?
I am not sure the meeting is going to start exactly 26 minutes from now, but I'm 100% sure that I'm supposed to be there 26 minutes from now.
25 minutes.
Okay.
20, yeah, whatever. Welcome 25 back. And counting.
All right, cool story. How did you figure out the mass of the sun?
Wow, it's just question time, huh? I just came here to hang out, say hello.
Oh, hi.
All right, no answer. Big deal.
A fucking coffee shop he could just pop into. Do you know what I mean? Hi, how are you guys?
What is the right? I guess here I am.
Nah, he can pop in. I guess there's nothing wrong with it. We'll just talk about him behind his back, right in front of his face.
Exactly. So
I don't mind.
where we left off was.
I mean, you can disagree with me on many things, but I hope everyone agrees at the very least I am civil and friendly to everyone. So
yeah.
I've heard a lot about you, Itaer. Sorry, I've heard a lot about you. So welcome back to the server, my friend. Good to see you again. Although I don't believe I've met. Have we spoken before? I can't remember.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I've only been in voice like 2 or 3 times, so it's quite possible that we have not talked.
Okay. I was just touching base because I've heard a lot about you. Astrophysicist, is that right?
Yeah, people keep saying that I have a PhD, which is not true, and I never claim that. I'm a PhD student. I do not have a PhD. Yeah.
Right.
How many years into it?
I prefer not to specify, but I'm not that close to being done.
Dude, what did he ask your age?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit speculative anyway. So
Did we not want the person to ask him questions since he's the Glober, like Mickey suggested? Can we have one conversation at a time?
I thought that was tongue in cheek.
Yeah, we did ask him a question. How do you get the mass of the sun?
That wasn't her question, though. It was, I mean, feel me?
It's really what was on her heart and mind, though.
Okay.
That's all right. I prefer studying.
You know how I know that? You know how I know that? Because I told her so.
We were just about to talk about exoplanets in the lobby, but
so when you look through your telescope, you wear a wizard hat?
It depends. I mean, sometimes I wear a beanie, which if it's floppy enough, I suppose you could make it looks like wizard hat.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, where we left off, brother, is that he doesn't understand the cosmic ladder, the foundation. He says that's not his field. So the foundation that everything he does is based on, he doesn't know.
You know, actually, that's not entirely true. I don't think that a lot of the observations I do are necessarily based on the cosmic distance ladder. Certainly, it's important for the larger context, but when you observe the transit of an exoplanet, you're just looking at the light, the change in light of some little light. It doesn't really matter how far away it is, right?
Right, so
having the transit of the exoplanet, you're inferring it from other things, right?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, I'm not there watching the actual planet. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's. Well, why do you characterize it as observing it when you're actually not observing the thing that you're describing?
Okay, I mean that's sort of a semantic thing, right? But okay,
No,
hold on. Let me rephrase for you then. When I'm observing the phenomena that I am classifying as an exoplanet transit, how about that?
Yeah, when you're watching,
I'm happy to phrase it like that. I don't think that's inaccurate.
And you're like, wow, look, that's a bunch of elves having a party on frickin' Mars. Like you can literally make up anything.
Well, you could make up anything, but it'd be pretty trivial to prove most of the things wrong. So
no, not really, because like. Whatever data, if you get more data that shows the same thing happening, you can just say, look, more evidence of elves dancing on Mars. We have lots of it. So you can make up any little story as an interpretation of the data you're looking at, right?
No, that's not true.
No, okay, so me and you are looking at the same data. I say this is little elves dancing around the planet, and you say it's planets transiting the face of the planet. We're both looking at the same data. You have your interpretation, I have mine. How do we determine who has the correct interpretation?
Well, we might make some testable predictions.
Such as?
Well, what would be a testable prediction that I could go look for if it were actually elves dancing around the planet? Would the light be extra sparkly? Would there be little legs that I could see in the light curve? You know, what can you tell me that I can go look for that's better evidence?
Well, when the light dims, it's the gnome jumping, and when the light gets brighter, it's the gnome landing. How about that?
But that's just a description. That's not a testable prediction.
That's what you're doing.
That's not a testable prediction.
It's not an actual description. It's a made-up fucking story because the description is the variation in the intensity of light. That's actual description.
So just so we're clear, you can't really think of a testable prediction you could make based on the theory that it's elves going around the exoplanet exostar. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. So I can give you a testable prediction.
Such as?
Okay, so I could say, well, I observed this star, and it dims every once in a while, and I think that might be an exoplanet. A testable prediction that I might make is I could say, well, if this is an exoplanet and it is orbiting another star, then just based on the geometry of the situation, the light curve, which is the description of how that star brightens and dims over time, will have a characteristic shape. It'll look a certain way based on if it's an exoplanet or not.
It's not a testable prediction, you clown.
Certainly it is.
What's a
look for that shape and see if
Hold on. I got this. Testable prediction. Is that a scientific prediction?
Sorry?
Is that a scientific prediction by chance?
What do you mean by scientific prediction?
What I mean by scientific prediction. Another fraud.
Isn't that kind of a tautology?
What a scientific prediction is, sir?
I'm not familiar with that phrase as you're using it now.
You're not. That's the definition of a hypothesis. You would fail 5th grade general science.
Well, they managed to pass me anyway, so.
Yeah, they did, because you're a fraud, and so are they. You don't know what a fucking hypothesis is.
I think I have the basics.
So let's just go. Just because you got credentials from pseudoscientists doesn't make you a scientist, fucktard. At 29 minutes after the hour, Colorado State, a special scientific hypothesis, a special kind of prediction that forecasts how the independent variable will affect the dependent variable. Penn State University. The scientist applies his or her present knowledge to predict the effect of the independent variable on the dependent variable. The prediction is a statement of the expected results of the experiment based on the hypothesis. You'd fail 5th grade general science. What's your major?
You have some sort of point here? Or?
Yeah, you don't know what a fucking hypothesis is.
Well, I do know what a hypothesis is.
No, you didn't.
Holding QE's bid.
No, you didn't. I just exposed you.
Well, you certainly do seem to feel that way.
I don't feel that way. I just demonstrated it.
Well, you sound like you're actually having quite
Fuck off. What I sound like? I'll tell you what. I don't sound like a fraud. A demonstrated one like you. Right now. That's how easy it was. That's it. You're finished. Anything else? You want to know my favorite color?
I would, actually. I'd love to know your favorite color.
It's turquoise.
My favorite's purple.
Clown.
If QE is citing what a scientific prediction is, what were you trying to say?
He was pretender clowning. He got busted.
No doubt.
Oh, sorry. Am I unmuted now? Hi.
I don't know why.
I mean, if anyone would like to have an action,
it's just going to get worse from here. So you think you can weasel your way out of this? Clown fuck. I don't think so.
Wow, you are remarkably unpleasant to talk to.
You'd fail. You bet your ass I'm unpleasant with fucking demonstrated frauds trying to tell us what's what.
So, just to be clear,
you
have this idea.
Go piss off. Go to your other fairy tale forums, cake decorating forums with your fucking testable predictions that you don't even know what the fuck they are.
Wait, he was about to make a gingerbread house for us. Well, let him talk.
Yeah, no shit. What? You're talking about Gene Dixon predictions?
Who's Gene Dixon?
He was talking about affirming the consequent non-predictions.
Anyway, I thought he was going to tell us about
you got muted.
Pixelation of pixies.
Of course,
dude, sometimes we need these guys to fucking do that, though. You know, it's funny. It's fucking entertaining.
It's already over. He doesn't know what a hypothesis is, and he's claiming to have a science background. What the fuck? That's like me walking in claiming to be damn neurosurgeon and then stumbling over what the cerebellum is.
Yeah, but Quantum, you can just let these guys fucking stumble over themselves. It's funny. They get it eventually. Yeah,
I did.
You can let them.
I just did.
Yeah.
He did. He didn't watch him stumble over. He kind of kindly assisted by putting his foot out.
Like, who are we gonna fucking talk to now?
Smash his face into the floor. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I want to know if he understands that. Go on.
Well, I mean, how clear can it get? He said, "Is that a scientific prediction?" And he didn't know what a scientific prediction is. He's a scientist that doesn't know what a hypothesis is.
Wait,
does it need to go beyond that? Like, how far do we have to go? Like,
was that the astrophysicist?
Doesn't that technically make him a pseudoscientist? Doesn't that make him a pseudoscientist then?
It's because they don't make.
He's in an entire field
of wizardry. That's why I asked him if he had a wizard.
Yeah, he's in an entire field of pseudoscience. Yeah, it is wizardry, and miracles happen every day there from little pixels. They can tell what material the fairies' boots are made of.
Well, you guys didn't get your degree at Hogwarts?
So anyway, India. So what he was trying. Well, yeah, India and the guy were having a conversation, and he is like, "Well, we can predict this about exoplanets. How would you prove your prediction?" So QE came at the right time, asking him what kind of prediction is it. So now we know, based on what QE said and what he elucidated with his citations, is that the guy is not talking about scientific predictions. So then that only leaves the other alternative, which is what India was saying. Well, you can look at something and make up a story, and I can look up something and make up a story. See, he is trying to give the room this feel that he was educated, that he knew what he was talking about in terms of a prediction, but there's no epistemology behind it because it damn sure ain't the one that comes from the scientific method.
Well, can I point something out too? What he said was that he can make a prediction. He can take the geometry and use that geometry to make measure the characteristic curve of the light, according to him. He doesn't have any geometry, though. That's why he's measuring the light, because he doesn't see the exoplanet. He doesn't know the size of the world orbit. He doesn't know the size of the star. He doesn't know any of that shit. So whatever he comes up with, he's going to look at the characteristic curve and says, if there's a characteristic curve like this, there has to be a frickin' star who has a planet whose mass is this, whose radius is this, whose radius is that. Then he's going to go, we see this characteristic curve, therefore we have a planet whose radius is this, and the planet is this, and radius is that. right? It's called affirming the consequent.
Yep.
Dear me. That's a big
that's
problem.
all. Yeah, so that's all based off of what I asked him, which is how do you get the mass of the sun? Because it's all based on assuming the Earth's mass, assuming the sun's distance, assuming the sun's size and the sun's mass and the color spectrum, and applying that to other suns, allegedly. All of that, which is all based on the transit of Venus and a bunch of conjecture.
Well, what's mass?
Good question. Ask him. Ask the scientist.
Well, he's not a scientist. I'm just catching up. He's not a scientist. He's most definitely a pseudoscientist. I hope he realizes this when he tries to answer this question.
Well, he's actually a student. Sorry. He's
yeah.
Well, he said he had a master's, I guess.
Okay,
But
so he's a student of pseudoscience. Cool. Student of pseudoscience. What's mass?
Oh my, am I unmuted now? Hi guys.
Yes, please define that.
I'd like to apologize to QE for not immediately realizing that he was trying to, bring up the one of the definitions of a hype.
Shut the fuck up. That's not one of the definitions. It's the definition. There's not more than one. You got different sources of what a scientific hypothesis is. There's not more definitions of it, you fucking clown.
I think that if you look back on the live stream, you'll realize that I phrased my statement.
Shut the fuck up.
That how you phrased it?
You phrased your statement. You didn't know what a testable prediction was. I fucking clearly identified what is a scientific prediction, and you didn't fucking know. When a scientific prediction is a hypothesis, you're not rewriting history, clown fuck pseudoscientist. Not on my watch. Everyone heard what you said. You're fucked. You can't get out of it.
So why are we asking him to define mass? He wouldn't know, would he? I don't know, would he?
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested, but I know where it's going to go. But it's interesting.
QE, stop muting him. Fuck it. Let somebody else ask him what mass is, and tie your fingers together so that you don't quit the mute button.
QE overdosed on testosterone today.
No, he's just
He's joking.
He's just tired of liars.
He's overdosing on bullshit. And like
Terminators just don't eat. They don't feel pain.
We also need
They
content.
don't need it.
We need
They
content.
just will not
We
stop.
don't need. Look, we have plenty of content. And no one glober is different than any other. Quite honestly, they all smell the same.
Like
Should we get into this with? Should we get into this with him then? Are we going to unmute him? Is that
I
gonna be-
mean, that's up to you. I don't care what y'all do.
Can we play the?
Give him a chance to be humble. Give him a chance. Humility is the only way out of this for him.
But this is what we're all looking for. That humility bit where they understand that they don't know what they're talking about.
I still don't think he does any fucking astronomy, quite honestly. And I want to get that Rob Parks dude in here to fucking expose him. Even though I don't like him either, and he's a goer. Astronomy, astrophysics, whatever the fuck he does.
It doesn't.
Yeah, he said it was the same.
Astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology are all demonstrated pseudosciences. So I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, well, I think he's even a fake pseudoscientist.
Yeah, they're not actual natural sciences. What the fuck? Does he think he's a scientist or something?
I just think that was going to be one of my questions. I've got a few piling up now. So does he now think he's a scientist, being as we've just exposed him for not being able to make or understand what a hypothesis is? You know, being if you're a scientist, you should know what a hypothesis is. And how, when you're doing what he's claimed to learn, you know, being as at university, how he understands that that's not science then. He is, in fact, learning to become a pseudoscientist. Has he figured that bit out? I mean, he should have done, right? Oh, we're talking about him like he's like not here.
Can we let him answer or not?
Well, I've taken the time and effort to unmute him. So, yeah
if
what we've been
if there is an exoplanet orbiting the sun, then we expect to see certain.
Shut the fuck up.
I said I didn't last night. I was definitely answering my question. I do wonder whether he was talking the whole time. It was weird.
He's just talking the whole time, I think.
If there's an exoplanet in your fairy tale vacuum of space that's a second law of thermodynamics violation, are you retarded?
See, this is my problem as well, because he said the word if, and I get why you muted him. But in the physical and natural world, it's not if. It's here it is that I've got to physically manipulate it, not if we have an idea or something, or if something moves that I can't fucking reach and test. I can't do science with this. Does this pseudoscientist realise that he's not doing science? No way can he stand on the earth, point up at the sky, and then do a scientific experiment based on a prediction into a cause and effect relationship. This man can't do that. Does he realise that yet?
He doesn't know what a hypothesis is. Not that he can't do it. He doesn't know what the fuck it is.
He doesn't know. I'm trying to think. He doesn't know a lot.
Tell him what affirming the consequent is. Lay into affirming the consequent. If he understands that, then he might understand it.
You think he understands formal logical fallacies after he didn't know what a hypothesis was?
Well, I mean, now is the time we tore him down. Now build him back up from the base.
We're building him up, showing that he doesn't know what an affirming the consequent formal logical fallacy is. Is that building up?
Well, I mean, give him a chance to be humble and understand that he might not know what he's talking about. He certainly isn't. No, I know. I'm just saying.
Stop cutting the fucking conversation, man. Let's have a conversation with people, dude. Like, shit.
I was actually hoping to talk about this because I think it's a really interesting idea. The schism, I think, that you guys believe exists between observational and experimental science.
Shut the fuck up. You don't get to pontificate. Shut the fuck up. You don't get to pontificate on what science is and what it isn't when you don't know what a hypothesis is. Observational science, that's fucking a composition fallacy. Citation for observational science before we unmute you right here. Do you even know what a citation is? Make sure you put it in live stream. Observational science, you dumb fuck. Go ahead, post it. We're waiting to see observational science.
Oh, I'm unmuted again. This is getting a little bit...
Don't fucking unmute him.
Like, why not, QE? Holy fuck.
Because he has to cite it. I don't want to listen. We're not listening to any of his fucking bullshit before he cites observational science for everyone to see.
That's fucking bullshit, man. That's his fucking bullshit.
There's a little gaslighting in there at the same time. Obviously, it's going to erupt the rest of us.
Who said that?
I said that.
You're a fucking... Who is it? What's your name?
That's Elbow, motherfucker.
That's motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. Hold up, stuff. Chill the fuck out, bro. Like, goddamn, let's have a conversation. Yeah, you don't have to mute it every fucking time.
That's what your sister said, but she didn't seem to mind. So now, he will post a citation for observational science.
Just on the opposite end. I mean, would you accept that he can be unmuted after he posts a citation for what he's going to try to get us to agree to?
What did I just fucking say? That you won't be able to speak until you post a citation for observational science. How many times I fucking say that?
Four.
Want me to say it again?
Make it 5. Nice even number.
Jesus.
You don't want us to blow past that, do you, Elbow? I mean, I get it, but I do want him to post that. I mean, if it's the case, everyone listening, he could be unmuted right now if he can post a citation for observational science, because this is the premise for all the rest of the bullshit that's going to come out of his mouth.
Yeah, so we can make it even simpler. So nobody has to die on their swords. He posts it, or I ban him permanently. There you go. Problem solved. You have exactly until I decide. At random. Get to work.
Dude, Itaer, man, you better be posting that.
That's not a citation. That's a source. He doesn't even know what a fucking citation is, people.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't prepared for that. Logic error, explosion.
Holy fucking shit. This is a whole new level. You have, what did he say he was?
Astrophysicist.
You
A
fucking
student.
clown. That is a source. A citation is what? What are you circling, dipshit? We want the citation with quote marks wrapped around that sumbitch. A citation is a reference to a source. Yeah, a citation is the quotation inside the reference. You dumb fuck. Where do you go to school? Tuco Community College in Tobago.
Yeah, this is puzzling to me why people don't understand what a citation is. It's really puzzling. Going to a dictionary and trying to give us the dictionary definition proves you don't know what it is. Painful, dude.
Purely, listen to this. It is. He's not posting it, Peggy. Look, it is customary to distinguish experimental from purely observational. All right, there's another question. So that leads us to this. Can natural science be conducted without experiment? That's the question. Go ahead. We're gonna finish this right now. Can natural science be conducted without experiment? Yes or no?
Are you going to let me speak?
Can natural science be conducted? This is the last time I'm going to fucking ask you. Without experiment. Yes or no?
I believe that there is a...
We don't give a fuck about what you believe. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to give it to Meggie. I'm going to give him one more fucking chance. I'm going to ask it again real slow. It's a closed-ended question. Can natural science be conducted without experiment? Yes or no?
I assume you're referring to science which requires you to manipulate.
He just won't do it, Meggie.
Yeah, it was a yes or no.
Did you have that on soundboard?
It was a yes or no, Itaer.
What do you want me to do?
It was a yes or no. He knew what was the implications of not answering that with a yes or no.
You know these jokers never fucking answer the way you want them to.
It's always got to come with a caveat. He wants to lay his caveat down first. Without the caveat.
He said yes. He said yes in the chat.
Oh, did he say yes in the chat? You're finished. It's fucking all over for you. You understand that, Mr. Yes?
He said yes.
Science... Huh?
He said yes to, can you have science without an experiment?
Yes.
Yikes, man.
Here we go. Hold on a second. I got too much in there. 1 second, please. Because Discord won't allow only so many characters. So, Mr. fucking scientist here answered the question, can natural science be conducted without experiment? He answered yes. From the University of Rochester Physics Labs, the scientific method distinguishes science from other forms of explanation because of its requirement of systematic experimentation. You're finished right there. I could stop right there, but I won't. Where's the fun in that? From Lure's Introduction to Theory and Application of Molecular and Quantum Mechanics, the final arbiter of truth in science is experiment. Uh-oh. From the Chair of Physics at Yale, the only way things change in physics is experiments. Everything is based on experiment. That's the only way we change our mind. Richard Feynman, if it doesn't agree with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science. If you don't have experiment, you don't have the key. He also said mathematics is not a science from our point of view in the sense that it is not a natural science. Why is mathematics not a natural science? Well, because he says the test of its validity is not experiment. So, according to Dick, for something to be natural science, it must be validated by experiment, debunking your dumbass. From Max Planck, experiment is the only means of knowledge at our disposal. Everything else is poetry and imagination. And lastly, back to the University of Rochester Physics Department. Listen to this closely. The scientific method requires that a hypothesis, which this clown fuck doesn't even know what it is, be ruled out or modified if its predictions, the hypothesis, are clearly and repeatedly incompatible with experimental tests. Further, no matter how elegant a theory is, its predictions must agree with experimental results. If we are to believe that it is a valid description of nature in physics, here comes the fucking rub. As in every experimental science, experiment is supreme, and experimental verification of hypothetical predictions is absolutely necessary. The prosecution rests.
So the question now becomes, I believe, does this student of pseudoscience realize he's a student of pseudoscience? Because he doesn't understand what science is. So does he understand what pseudoscience is?
Who knows?
What we disagree on is what an experiment can.
No, it's not a case of agree or disagree. This is objective, not subjective, you dumb fuck cracker.
It's right or wrong, man. That's it. Right or wrong, Itaer.
Like that was going to be my other Jedi prediction, that he was going to quibble about what an experiment was.
I've read his website, QE's website.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. It was almost an excellent clip that I would have liked to use with you, QE, but I can't use it with you muting the guy. He has to say stupid shit openly.
So I should just let him have diarrhea of the mouth, Elijah, so you can post a fucking video or something, right?
Just the sound of a toilet flush.
Public relations is very hard. You know what I mean?
He doesn't know what a fucking hypothesis is, Elijah.
I know, but I can't help others know that if I don't have the second half.
I guess
the reason why a lot of us are ex-globers is because of globers and their ridiculous explanations. When you see enough of them, it makes you realize that the things that we should have assumed and were right are wrong. And when time after time these globers are saying exactly these ridiculous things, it shows the audience listening how ridiculous it is and turns people into ex-globers.
Okay, so can I say something really quickly? Listen, Mr. Astrophysics guy, whatever your name is, if he's still around. Okay, you're not disagreeing with him what an experiment is. You're disagreeing with Richard Feynman, Max Planck, Rochester University Physics Department, Professor of Physics, whatever that name is, Ramaturi Shakar. Like, you're not disagreeing with QE.
That's the chair of physics, by the way.
Yeah, you're not disagreeing with QE. You're disagreeing with those people.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not a case of agree or disagree anyway. He's in a category here.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's either incorrect or correct. That's your choices. And if you think it's incorrect, like to show your citations, it's incorrect. Then debunk these guys.
He doesn't know what a citation is.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, I don't know.
The poor fucking guy, does he realise that what he's putting his time and money and effort into is just fucking pseudoscience bollocks? I want to hear that ding in his head, because let's be fair, he's been punched around the face quite a fucking lot. He's got nowhere to go. He is that boxer on the fucking floor. Is he going to get up? Is he going to come back and fight? Or is he going to throw the towel in and realise there's nowhere for you to go, or you concede that you don't know shit?
If this is what you really want to do, but bro, you blew it. You blew it. You're out.
It looks like Django's back in the chat.
Did we give him a phone a friend?
Yeah, I'm unmuted. I'm happy to talk about this. In fact, I'm more than happy to talk about it. But it's
you've already been exposed. Mae West is blushing in the corner, fucktard. What the fuck you want to talk about? My favorite color? You're done.
I believe that observation can be an experiment.
Right, I said that's fucking interesting, because we've already listed off a load of people that we can cite that say you need to physically manipulate something, not just stand and make a declaration about shit.
He's a cold dumb fuck, man.
Well, ask him. What do you think about the citation including that you need an experiment to go along with the observation?
That's not what he's talking about. That's not what he's talking about. What are the three constituent parts of an experiment, pretender clown?
Thank you, Chewie.
This is the last one. What are the three constituent parts?
Well, you've got the dependent variable, the independent variable, and then you have your hypothesis about how they relate to each other.
Wrong. Incorrect. That's not
2 out of 3.
He got
2 out of 3.
Okay, which part of you said an observation could be an experiment? What's the independent variable? Your fucking eyelids? You dumb fuck?
This is where we disagree.
It's not a case of agree or disagree. You're a retard, man. There's no hope for you.
So it's hard. You disagree with the chair of the physics department in Rochester University, or Max Planck, or Nobel Prize winners? Are you disagreeing with them? That's what you're saying?
Well, he is. The question is why. Justify it.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering why he thinks that he knows more about this than a Nobel Prize winner or the chair of the
Yeah, you both.
Why should I take a second to try to explain my position when I get muted halfway through every time?
I don't want you to explain your position. I want you to justify your difference in epistemology.
Yeah.
Difference in epistemology.
Well, whatever you'd like to call it. Why should I try to do it if I keep getting?
Shut the fuck up.
Because
go back to the playground, Holmes. Because this is a joke.
Yeah, he lost me at when he said, "I believe," and like I shut it off right at that, because I don't know where the word belief appears in the scientific method. Like I've looked and looked, I don't see the word believe anywhere in there.
No, it's antithetical to it.
It's hard. The reason you're getting muted immediately is because you're not addressing the direct questions being asked to you to address.
You fucked up every single question asked to you so far. It was the exact opposite of what you said it was.
Do you appreciate
and
that?
Even though he got the first two constituent parts of the experiment right, we want him to get to the second one, the independent variable, the thing where you physically manipulate your presumed cause. That's the bit that we want to get him to, right?
Yeah, I understand, and that's the bit I'd love to talk about. But I really haven't had the chance.
But why? Because now you're going to be arguing the toss about what a fucking experiment is, and just standing on the floor and making predictions based on begging the question models, looking up at the sky and thinking what you see is what they tell you.
Yeah,
it's not a scientific. Is it? Adam, in a scientific experiment, you have to vary and manipulate what you presume the cause of the phenomena to be.
Not according to him. He just flaps his eyelids open.
I mean, you don't let him finish explaining, though. That's just bullshit. Like, is it hard to have a conversation here if you're just going to shut everybody off, dude? That's just ridiculous.
Right, so let's get back to what is the contention. So what do you think you can do that's an experiment where you don't physically manipulate something? Are we just going to believe
anyone's going to dispute that I'm...
Wait a fucking second. If we're going to cut everyone... He already showed he didn't know what a hypothesis was, that he doesn't know what natural fucking science is, and he doesn't know what experiment is. What the fuck? Should I give him another platform so he can pontificate his horse shit? The book FN fucking retard?
Yeah, would you like to be...
Fuck you, you're a dumb fuck.
Just want to make sure that when the knife is actually into him, he feels the knife in him. That's all I'm trying to do. And just
so
doing
you
it
muted me as well, Quantum.
You're a dumb fuck.
So are you. What the fuck?
Yeah, how am I a dumb fuck, sir?
You keep cutting everybody off. How do you have a conversation that way?
Well,
what
that
the
means
fuck?
I'm a dumb fuck. I don't think that's a non sequitur fallacy. I can show how you're a dumb fuck.
Well, and you know what's look.
This is ridiculous.
I get
How
it.
do you have a conversation?
I'm talking. I chose this moment when you guys weren't talking to speak. Now, Kiwi's been in here all week or however long. Okay, we've had tons of conversation. We got tons of content. He's not muted anybody, not once. Okay, so he's muting this guy who can't answer a direct question. This is the only time why are you in here today, right now, at this moment, making it this much of an issue? All week it hasn't been an issue, just right now, because this guy can't answer a direct question.
Well, they pointed out after he finished saying his shit. All right, he spit his shit. He say, you didn't answer the question, dude. Okay.
Yeah, because he didn't answer the fucking question.
Yeah, so you don't have to mute him for it. Just
what the fuck? We should just entertain him.
Elbow, you're setting a pick and roll on your own team players. Like, come on, dude.
He's a fucking terrorist sympathizer. That's what he is. Yeah.
No, worse than Hanoi Jane. Is that he doesn't want people
He's
to
the same
give
thing.
excuses.
Hanoi Jane right here. Let's let him speak, even though he doesn't know what a fucking hypothesis is. Let's let him have platform for his science platform so he can pontificate some more. You fucking clown, Book FN.
I think part of the problem, if he can speak, if he's going to answer the direct questions, that's part of the point. The fact that he doesn't do that, the fact that he doesn't do that is why he's getting muted immediately, because he's not answering the questions.
Look, this guy's been here for 2 weeks, or nearly 2 weeks. We've been listening to the same crap the whole time. He knows the drill. He knows he should be just answering the question. If we were going to have an honest dialogue, he's answering questions we don't ask, or he's like spinning it in some way, like it's a waste of time. The guy didn't know what a hypothesis is. It's like listening to one of these 99%ers that aren't sure they're even talking on Discord, that are trying to convince us the Earth's a fucking globe. Why even talk to them? They're not even sure they exist.
So, I mean, if you were talking, I spoke over you. Would you like that?
No.
Wow.
Right. You mute people for that reason, right? Because if they start talking over you,
you're not
but that's what happens, right?
You're not carrying the ball down the field now.
Right.
Elbow. You're just holding up the game.
If you don't have a conversation with people, there's no way to actually teach them what they're saying wrong.
Indio just told you that he's been in here for 2 weeks. You haven't, so you don't really know what's going on.
I wonder why I haven't, bro. I wonder why. Because this is exactly what happens all the time.
That's a red herring, isn't it? That's a red herring, isn't it? Everything you think happened, again, we've had conversations for the last week, 2 weeks. QE hasn't muted anybody. You just happened to come in today and see a continuation of what you already don't like. I get that, but as your brother, I'm trying to also fill you in on the main scope of everything. He's been in here for not just today. QE hasn't muted him not once. QE's been here. So what you think is happening is not what's happening.
So let me fill you in. This dude's been here for 2 weeks. First day he was here, he was asked very specific questions. And we got answers like, well, I'm not here to give an astronomy class. I'm not here to do this. So next time he comes in, very specific questions. Deflect. Can't answer. Makes claims, but when you try to drill down into like the substance of his claim, there's no substance there. So now, when he the third time, he did not actually come into the chat. He chat skanked in the lobby, saying the same shit that he won't provide any justification for in this VC. So now he's here, day four in a 2-week period that I know of, unless he was also here before I was in here, so actually it's like 5 or 6, and he's doing the same thing. Like, how many
let's get
times
real.
should we do it? I'm asking you, how many
let's
times
get
should we
real.
do it?
Let's get real. When are they ever going to produce anything they substantial?
Well, he's the one claiming credentials. It's not like he's just some random Goldberg. He's claiming he's got a master's degree in astrophysics or astronomy or something.
And that's what. Isn't that, we understand. We already know that.
Listen, I'll tell you where it started off, right? It started off, he says, I've personally taken pictures of exoplanets. And we said, okay, produce them. He gave us something from fucking Wikipedia. I said, okay, I want the source of that.
I remember that
He
conversation.
gave me, so then he gave me a PDF that was about that, but was not the image that he showed me. I had to go find that myself. And then when I did, and then he also said, oh, we make predictions, and why does it perfectly conform with Newtonian gravity? Then I read the fucking actual document his images are from, and they say, we can't make this work. We did 100,000 fucking simulations, and it don't work.
Wow.
It's getting us to fight with each other.
Newtonian.
This is we're not fighting. I'm just explaining.
No, I know.
Look, you're getting like a small snapshot of the interaction with this person. Person's just a fucking either a bullshitter, liar, dancer, tap dancer. I don't know. And he came in with that other dude, Django. We sat here and entertained for fucking 3.5 hours. Then goes in the lobby and says, "You didn't answer my question." I answered his question in depth over a period of 30 minutes, and he pretends I didn't say it. How long should we put up with this shit? Forever? I'd rather talk to that chick that keeps apologizing.
But I mean, I guess this conversation. I mean, I guess y'all being self-centered about the conversation. The conversation isn't about them. We already know they have shit. Well, the conversation is about the people that are listening.
Yeah,
no
but we have
I have sympathy for the audience.
Yeah, but we have to be closers, okay? So that's where I come in. When I finish speaking to someone, I don't have to mute them. They just shut the fuck up. That's a fact. Everybody in here knows that. Maybe QE just decides to mute them because their feelings a little more hurt. I don't know. But what we're saying is, yeah, the audience, there's an audience here that has to listen. But what India was just talking about is the audience has been listening and the penny has to drop eventually. Okay? So this is that eventual moment. It's not a big deal.
Is he not one of these guys who's ever going to get to a concession? He's just going to dance around. He's not going to get there. Is he one of these people?
It is fun to watch mental gymnastics. Especially when they fall. Mental gymnastics.
No, they're mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
He fucked up what a hypothesis was.
I know.
Right there, he should have been kicked out of the server with credentials from. He's claiming credentials, scientific credentials, and he doesn't know what a hypothesis was. I tried to give you an analogy of me claiming to be a neurosurgeon and fumbling over what a cerebellum is. I don't think that got through to you. Should I break it down a little further for you? How about a quilter that doesn't know what fucking yarn is?
The dude's a pseudoscientist. Of course, he's not going to know what science is.
Yeah.
I don't even think he has the credentials he says he has, quite honestly. That's my opinion.
Well,
he's like a nerd. He's like in the exoplanets and knows a little bit about it, but he's not actually in the field or has anything to do with the field. That's why I said I want to bring that Parks dude to just expose him, because I listen to him talk to Witsit, listen to him talk on other platforms. You can tell he's in the field. It's his profession. He does it. This guy's a pretender. Didn't know what a hypothesis.
Can we compare his credentials to Max Planck?
To be fair, Indio,
he's not a student.
To be fair, Indio, Parks doesn't know what a hypothesis is either.
Yeah, well, yeah, I understand that, but you can tell that is actually his profession. He actually does that for a living. This guy is just no.
Actually, the other day, this guy said that he has looked through the telescopes and he's seen the exoplanets. So I don't know, guys.
And that he took pictures himself.
Yeah, he took the pictures, and he wouldn't be able to share them because I don't know what reason. But
Yeah, that he didn't want to get doxxed or some bullshit. That's what he said.
Yes, yeah, you remember.
What the fuck is a planet? And then what the fuck is an exoplanet?
It's a sexy version of the planet.
It's an executive officer planet.
It's Planet Imagination squared.
It's a light in the sky in the past that dims and wiggles a bit.
Yeah, they probably use a quarter of a pixel for their whole planet. Not even 1 pixel.
It's a light
about it. They know everything about it by spectroscopy, right? So they can look at a pixel. They can tell all the minerals and everything. I mean, which way the wind's blowing and that kind of shit.
Spectrochocoloscopy. I'll bet you that fucker doesn't even know what spectroscopy is.
Can someone tell me what month we're
That
in?
would have definitely triggered.
We don't want to go that far. He doesn't know what a hypothesis is. I'm not. Why are we even talking about this?
Exactly.